Closed captioning is brought to you by IP&E Life in Motion. KUAM News Headlines is presented by Calvo's Insurance, a legacy of trust. Serving Micronesia since 1938. Matson Navigation, serving Guam and Micronesia for 20 years. Cars Plus, Dodge Challenger, the undisputed champion. IP&E, fueling excellence. McDonald's of Guam, I'm loving it. And King's Restaurant, located in Tamuning and Dedido. Always open, always local.
We are very, let's say, almost ecstatic that Kim Jong-un has backed up.
From standoff to standby to stand down, the latest with the threats out of North Korea. Plus, is the island medically equipped to respond in the event of an attack? Issa Baza finds out. Also, what do you do if you do not live in a concrete structure? One island resident shares his story just ahead. Hafide, Guam, and the world, and good evening. I'm Jason Salas alongside Sabrina Salas-Matanani. And could the threat to our island community finally be over? Today, more eyes have been watching for plans of North Korea's attack on Guam, but the leader of North Korea has reportedly called off those efforts, at least brief for now.
That news coming out today from North Korea state media, and it seems Adelup is taking that report at face value. Nick Delgado leads off our coverage.
He's standing down. This image appears to show North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un looking over a military plan to carry out an attack on Guam.
They tell 1,000 words, right? So we'll leave it to Kim Jong-un to explain any actions that he takes, but we're happy that the rhetoric is starting to calm down, perhaps.
It's here Pyongyang state media reported that Un decided not to launch missiles towards the island.
We are very, let's say, almost ecstatic that Kim Jong-un has backed up.
We're happy that he has taken a look at their plans, as he said, and we'll be holding off on, at least it appears to be imminent threats to Guam at this point.
It's a war of words between President Donald Trump and the North Korean leader that resulted in this latest threat. Trump then saying he would bring fire and fury if North Korea threatened the U.S. again.
Things remain calm, status quo. We are protected.
The situation leaving Guam in the middle of the controversy. Guam Homeland Security and the military took steps to ensure its equipment was ready and its service members aware.
Of course, the immediate reaction is fear, but then when you stop and think about it, you know, we're prepared here. We have a lot of defenses in our federal partners.
Secretary of Defense Jim Mattis and Secretary of State Rex Tillerson recently stated we're holding Pyongyang to account, Mattis adding it could escalate into war very quickly, and the bottom line is we will defend the country from attack. It's an approach Guam Homeland Security Advisor George Charfus stands by. Charfus today saying he remains in constant talks with the military. Though no definite word from the federal government on the reports out of North Korea, Lieutenant Governor Ray Tenorio says
this information at least gives us reason to believe that Kim Jong-un has kind of paused his intention of shooting anything in our direction. So we find the silver lining around the cloud and hope that that's an indication that he is pushing off his intentions of firing 4 missiles in Guam's direction.
As to the question of whether or not the threat to Guam is over, a statement from North Korea says Kim Jong-un could change his mind, quote, if the Yankees persist in their extremely dangerous, reckless actions. Reporting for Guam's News Network, Guahusi, Nick Delgado.
Overnight, though, if you were awake and watching television at around 12:30 after midnight, you may have seen an alarming message scroll across your display screen.
It's right here. It's a broadcast station or cable system has issued a civil danger warning for the following counties and areas. Guam, 12:25 a.m., August 15, 2017, effective until 12:40 a.m. Message from KTWG KSTO.
That, of course, George Charfus once more. And he says that following the broadcast, his agency, Homeland Security, received reports from concerned residents about the alert. He says that the test was not authorized and was a result of human error. He says KSTO ensures that it will not occur again.
Local healthcare officials are still beefing up their emergency preparedness plans to stay ready for any possible outcome. And with that angle is Issa Baza.
Guam's medical community remains ready to respond.
I don't think it's going to happen. But if something like this does happen, again, it's a mass casualty and recovery situation, and it's going to depend upon the health, human resources for health assets that we have after the weapon goes off. So it's going to be very difficult to predict that. But we have people who are ready.
Public Health Director James Gillen says the agency has an emergency plan in place and has assessed and readied trauma kits that can stabilize patients in the case of a possible emergency.
We'll have to look at our hazmat materials to see how much we have to be able to give to the nurses because they should be wearing some kind of protection.
Meanwhile, Guam Regional Medical City Deputy Chief Medical Officer Dr. Akua Ejiman said the hospital also has an emergency preparedness plan and has stocked up on supplies including food, water, and medical equipment.
We're as prepared as we can be for what would happen if it was a nuclear threat, if it was just a general threat. Basically, the only other thing that we needed to look at is what our decontamination process would be and where that would be if we got an influx of patients.
She adds the hospital has been briefed by Guam Homeland Security.
While they are watching the situation, there's no need to panic and there's no need to activate our defense systems. But in-house, we just needed to go over our processes to make sure that we were ready to activate at a moment's notice.
As for the Guam Memorial Hospital, CEO Peter John Camacho says staff are ready if ever they get the call.
We do our best to be prepared as always. Part of our disaster management planning is we regularly exercise, different scenarios.
The hospital has a little over a 200-bed capacity, while GRMC has roughly 136.
So I have a lot of confidence in our own folks and in our own staff here, their dedication to getting out to help people as soon as they're able to.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Isa Baza.
In the midst of the rather tense political environment, the Guam Department of Education maintains that it is business as usual and classes will still begin this Thursday. And for parents who may be uneasy about sending kids back into school, Deputy Superintendent Erica Cruz and Superintendent John Fernandez both maintain that emergency plans are in place if necessary.
Our administrators and as well as our staff are ready to deal with any type of emergencies.
We understand there's going to be a heightened level of concern. Our concern on the department side is really trying to assist our parents in communicating with their kids and trying to provide the level of assurance and reassurance to ensure that they don't have too much anxiety coming into the classroom.
For like 30 seconds. Classes are scheduled to begin on Thursday the 17th.
While Adelup says the rhetoric seems to have turned down, they still encourage residents to stand up preparations.
Living on Guam, we know the drill.
The condition of readiness for typhoons is the condition of readiness for all hazards and threats, whether natural or man-made.
But the difference between a ballistic missile and a typhoon is time. 12 hours to hunker down when Core 1 is declared, and according to Guam Homeland Security Advisor George Charfris, 14 minutes for a missile launched from North Korea to reach our shores.
Do you think you'll have 14 minutes to make it down there?
No, Guam's not really that big, so maybe.
35-year-old Peter Villanueva has been living here in Dededo with his family for over 20 years. If you've seen any of the advisories from Homeland Security, the biggest tip for a missile attack, seek shelter in a concrete structure.
I noticed that your house, is it concrete?
No, it's tin roofing with a container in the middle.
So where would residents like Villanueva go? Typically, when Core 2 is declared, designated public schools are opened as shelters for hundreds in need of a safe place to ride out a storm. But Governor's Communications Director Oya Nirarikla says in the case of a missile attack, there's simply not enough time.
If you're not in a place in concrete structure, just run into the nearest location that is.
While Adelup asserts North Korea has toned down its talk, they still advise island residents to be vigilant. And although Peter doesn't believe Guam was ever in danger,
it's always good to be prepared and ready
for what could happen in 14 minutes.
For more information, go to ghs.guam.gov. Tourists are apparently unfazed by the North Korean threat. There have been no major cancellations, according to the Guam Visitors Bureau. GVB held its quarterly meeting today, Thursday, riding high on record numbers and confident that arrivals will continue to soar. Nestor Lecanto reports.
It was only coincidence that the guest speaker for the meeting was David Gossick, the head of the U.S. Commercial Service at the American Embassy in South Korea.
I just flew down from Seoul yesterday on Korean Airlines, and I can tell you that the flight was completely full.
Gossick was there to brief on the South Korean economy, which has been flat the last 2 years, but is now showing signs of improvement. Good news for Guam, as Koreans have quickly become our fastest growing market.
I'm confident that the situation will be resolved and that the tourism from Korea is going to remain strong here.
GVB President and CEO Nate DeKnight says they're working hard to get the word out that Guam remains a great place to visit.
We're letting people know, getting the information out there that Guam is safe. There's been no change in the threat level.
And he says there's a silver lining to all the attention the North Korean threat is bringing.
People are learning about Guam as a tourist destination, about how important it is to the island and just how beautiful the island is.
For Guam's News Network, I'm Nestor Lecanto.
And the heightened attention that this issue has brought to our island has also national and international media taking a different and what's apparently supposed to be a rather comedic approach to covering current events.
And if you stick around till the end of the month, you'll have front row seats to one of the biggest fireworks displays the world has ever seen. Guam.
All right, so that clip airing on late night talk show host Conan O'Brien's show. Then there is a newspaper out of the UK, The Telegraph, printing a cartoon that states, "Visit Guam, have a blast," and a one-way ticket only.
Well, Governor Calvo did respond, stating, and I quote, "We're disappointed that people feel like it's okay to belittle our island, particularly at a time when we're working to allay the fears of our children and our people. I believe," he says, "it has been and will always be in bad taste. Our island home and our people are beautiful and do not deserve to be ridiculed by Hollywood or anyone else simply because it amuses them." That Guam Governor Eddie Calvo.
Stay tuned. We're back with more news after the break.
There are more ways to experience KUAM News than any other source on Guam. Download the KUAM News app for your Apple or Android device for 24/7 news, sports, videos, weather, streaming of KUAM radio, and important news alerts. And stay connected at home with Guam's first app for Apple TV. All available now from the App Store.
Chuck E. Cheese's Guam is not all fun and games. Our pizza is delicious with the freshest toppings, oven-baked to order. Try the fresh salad bar, sandwiches, and don't forget our mouth-watering wings. Come and eat at Chuck E. Cheese's Guam.
At Shell, it's about offering more than just fuel. It's about providing service to people. From hot coffees to warm welcomes, from clean bathrooms to fresh food, we're on a mission to make you leave happier than when you arrived. So whatever your journey, we're here. Welcome to service. Welcome to Shell. Serving the islands for over 30 years. Share your story at Shell Foodies Guam on Instagram and Facebook. Hashtag Station Stories, hashtag Shell Guam.
This is Tabby. Tabby service provider is IP&E. This allows her to walk on campus without having to rely on Wi-Fi.
Hey, Abby. Hey, I switched to the IP&E student plan just like you. I love how affordable their plan is. I'm so glad I switched to IP&E. What?
Get up to 5 gigs a month for just $30 and the first 3 months free at IP&E.
Have you gotten paid yet? That's the premium automatic insurance deduction plan from Calvo's Insurance. Paid simplifies your home and auto insurance. No down payment. No more long lines. And you can stretch your payments up to 12 months. Paid is convenient. It deducts from your payroll, your checking account, or your credit card. With Paid, you get up to 65% off your car insurance and enjoy lifestyle club discounts. Life can be easier when you get paid.
Call Calvo's Insurance today and save on your home and auto insurance.
Hyundai's summer clearance event is happening now. Guam's best dealership, Cars Plus and Mighty. With financing as low as 1.99%. There's no better time to drive a new Hyundai Accent, ranked highest in initial quality, starting at just $11,995. Or the new Hyundai Elantra starting at $16,995. SUV lovers, check out the new Hyundai Tucson starting at $19,995. Plus, every new Hyundai gets Guam's best warranty, 10 years, 100,000 miles. It's our Hyundai summer clearance event going on now at Cars Plus and Mighty. Cars Plus, driven by you.
For 20 years, Matson has been an important part of our everyday lives. Bringing in the cars we drive, the food we eat, and the materials that helped build our homes. From caring for our land through the Adaki Itanu program to generously supporting our local charities, Matson has contributed to the preservation and growth of our island. On behalf of those you've served throughout your 20 years on Guam, Tidzas Ma'asi, Matson.
Connect with KUAM News. Find us on your favorite social media platform. Follow us and stay in the know with Guam's news leader.
Afternoon, welcome back. Some news from down south. Guam Fire Department confirming late today that a 5-year-old girl was rushed to the hospital after she was reportedly hit by a car. The girl's mother was moving her Toyota 4Runner to the front of their Talafofo home at the time of the incident. It happened around 3:30 this afternoon along Enrique San Nicolas Drive. The girl was conscious and alert en route to GMH. Her condition is unknown at this time. GPD's Highway Patrol has been activated to investigate.
7 more Department of Public Works employees have tested positive for using illicit drugs. As we reported last night on Facebook, the department received the remaining batch of drug test results after about 200 had been tested. Agency Director Glenn Milangaro ordered the department-wide testing following a drug sweep back in May, wherein drugs were found in one staffer's car. That employee was arrested and charged with drug possession. Officials confirmed last week that 4 DPW employees tested positive for drug use. Officials have said that administrative action will be taken on the 4 that came back with positive results.
A man is under arrest after authorities learned he was allegedly growing marijuana at a home in Sinahaña. 39-year-old Peter Pangilinan Regis is charged with illegal possession of a Schedule I controlled substance to the intent to manufacture and illegal possession of a Schedule II controlled substance. Officers with the Mandania Drug Task Force responded to the home on South Gato Lane Monday. Investigators say the marijuana tree was in plain view. That's when officers carried out a search warrant, confiscating the plant and drug paraphernalia that had ice residue.
We got a story now about a battle over a balanced budget as your elected lawmakers in session discussing a measure that the Speaker says would ultimately save the government some money.
But as Valerie Maige reports, government leaders say the proposal would only add a burden to their operations.
And that no one got cut. They didn't get their wish list, maybe. That I will admit to. They didn't get everything that they wished for.
Speaker B.J. Cruz defended his biennial budget, substituted Bill 22, saying that some agencies may have requested for increases in the upcoming fiscal year, but he says it isn't possible with the current projected revenues. However, in a press conference with the island's emergency responders on Monday, senators were urged to vote against the measure. It would reduce general fund expenses by at least $34 million next fiscal year, as well as reduce the Department of Corrections budget by $4 million in FY18, that according to Director Tony Lamarena. Lamarena says the budget will affect operations, including a $2.6 million memorandum of understanding that DOC has with the Guam Memorial Hospital for the corrections clinic. But Lamarena was most concerned about the return of a more than 2-decade-old consent decree lifted back in April.
It would be catastrophic for the Department of Corrections. And like I said, more than likely the federal government, the federal courts, will probably reinstate the consent decree as a result of the closure of the clinic if this bill passes.
Guam Fire Chief Joey San Nicolas also says the cuts to his agency could be detrimental to the fire department's ability to carry out their mission to the community. He says the $2.5 million cut could mean the potential shutdown of firehouses for the already undermanned agency.
In the end is potentially lives lost or not given the full opportunity or the best chance of survival in any particular incident, as well as property protection being decreased overall throughout the island.
Cruz's measure marks fiscal year 2018 revenues at $688.5 million, or $33.8 million less than the governor's projection. His FY 2019 revenue projection is $704 million, about $18 million less than Adelup. Cruz says they must move forward with the budget by the end of this month, with the hopes he can acquire at least 8 votes. His bottom line, there won't be any increases.
If and when manna falls from heaven, then we will consider it.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Valerie Maige.
Thanks, Val. A bid to get the U.S. Customs and Immigration Service to reverse course on H-2B foreign worker visas has been rejected by the federal court. The Guam Contractors Association and several construction companies filed suit after a nearly 100% visa rejection rate by USCIS. They wanted the court to compel that the cases be reopened and the visas granted. The plaintiffs said they needed the workers for the military buildup and other major construction projects that are pending. But District Court Magistrate Judge Joaquin Manabusan ruled against the contractors. He wrote that although some plaintiffs have shown that they are likely to suffer irreparable harm and, quote, the public interest appears to tip in their favor, they failed to show that they are likely to succeed on the merits of their claims. A spokesperson for the GCA, John Robertson, said they are disappointed but still hope to prevail in the end.
Well, with their stated goal to educate island residents on important issues affecting our community, Independent Guahan is focusing on the Marianas training and testing in their next Teach-In event. This Thursday, the group will be discussing the MITT, which uses Guam and the region for Department of Defense military training. Those training sessions often consist of regular detonations, sonar use, and other testing activity affecting Guam waters. The teach-in will provide more information on the organization and allow members of the public to provide comment and chime in on the issue. The event takes place at UOG from 6 to 7:30 p.m. Check out our KUAM News mobile app for iOS and Android to see exactly where.
Sports is coming up next, but first here's weather.
From the network that brought you up to 3 times more data comes the dawn of a new data. The epic story of Guam's only network brave enough to give 10 free gigs of bonus data on every line every month to customers who bundle their services. Reviewers are calling the offer totes awesome. Best deal ever. And yes.
Visit GTA.net for details.
Want a real taste of New York? The Big New Yorker tempts you with freshly made dough rolled into 16 inches of foldable crust. It's handmade to perfection with a sweet marinara sauce and your favorite topping. And 30% larger than our large, the Big New Yorker is only $10.99 for one topping. Bring together your family and friends for a Big New Yorker party. Each pizza is just $10.99 with one topping. The Big New Yorker, so close you can taste it. Only at your island Pizza Hut.
Guam's auto appearance specialist, Elegant Reflections, has been providing the automotive industry with professional detailing and car care products at its highest quality, from complete detailing, full interior detailing, exterior detailing, headlamp restoration, hand washing, seat and carpet shampoo, engine degreasing, undercarriage cleaning, paint sealant, fabric protection, paint oxidation removal, and so much more. Visit us at our new location. Call 646-5555 for an appointment. Elegant Reflections, Guam's auto appearance specialist, over 20 years of experience.
Welcome back, Grandma. Wow.
I did a lot of shopping in Italy, and I met a nice man.
Ciao.
Gino.
Da Italia.
He's Italian.
Very cool.
Buick now has an SUV for that. The new Buick Envision. One of 3 luxury SUVs from the new Buick.
Get 15% below MSRP on all 2017 Envision preferred vehicles. That's over $5,600 on this Envision. Visit Autospot Buick today.
KUAM Sports is presented by Triple J.
Off at Guam, Chris Barnett with Sports Tuesday. Martes! Let's kick it off with some U18 basketball action. Guam Elite Basketball 18 under championship game. The Wildcats, wow, and Team Elite making it to the finals. Pull up three from the corner, drops like a bomb for an Elite score courtesy of Lawrence Sugatan. Alshea Grape working his way towards the basket, finds teammate Kyle Barcial by himself down low. Barcial with a bucket off the backboard. Michael Mann going behind the back, dribble dishing off to Jason Diaz. Diaz does the rest of the work, hitting the J at the top of the key for the answer back. Min trying to drive the ball inside this time. There was some contact to alter his shot. Barcial with the board. Nice pass by the Wildcats to get the ball to Grape. Pass up court to Kyle Guyton. For the finish the other way, 38-34 halftime lead by Team Elite. Jamar White. Kick out pass to Takumi Simon. Pass to Michael Mann for the pull-up J. Grape showing off his handles, blows by the defender, goes straight to the rim for the layup. Wildcats making it a game down the stretch. Team Elite, too much firepower. They come away with the win. Takumi Simon selected as the U18 MVP. Jamar White with the corner three. Local golfers come out in support of the 2017 Children's Smiles for Hope Classic Golf Tourney at the GICC in Dedito. Tournament proceeds went towards Children's Smiles for Hope, GPD 2017 Planning Committee, and the Island Eagles Youth Football Team. Smiles for Hope, one of the programs started by Chasing Rainbows and a nonprofit organization. The community-based program supports and assists the island community, targeting the needy and underprivileged, and of course the Manamku. Chasing Rainbows End also helps with providing gifts for underprivileged children and helps support the Manamku, engaging and empowering them. Women's futsal, the PFC Lady Crushers finish the season perfect and take home the Bud Light Women's Futsal League title over Quality 9-2. The ladies, leading 6-1 at the half, went on to close out the game with 3 more goals in the second half. Jel Perez and Colleen Naden scored hat tricks, while teammate Skylar Blue Johnson scored twice and teammate April Toledo scored the team's other goal. Paige Serber scored both the Quality's goals in the L. In the consolation match, Hyundai avenged a regular season loss to the Bank of Guam Lady Strikers for the bronze, finished 6-2. At the conclusion of both matches, Hyundai was awarded the third-place trophy and bronze. Quality receiving the runner-up and silver medals. The Lady Crushers received the champion's trophy and gold medals for their efforts in the championship match. Naden selected as the championship match MVP and awarded a trophy in addition to the Co-Golden Boot Award she shared with teammate Skylar Blue Johnson. All right, Guam, thanks for watching. Remain vigilant. Be watchful. All right, my name's Chris. Esta Gupa. Adios!
Go back happy with Triple J. For a limited time, receive a free $500 Kmart gift certificate on selected new vehicles from Triple J Auto Group. Get the car, the savings, and the supplies just in time for school. 0 down and 1.9% financing on top of the class deals like the Kia Sportage at only $161 per paycheck, or the Mazda CX-3 at only $145 per paycheck, or an all-new Ford F-150 for only $266 per paycheck. Get pre-approved instantly at TripleJGuam.com. Trade-ins welcome. Some conditions apply. Stop by today. Triple J Auto Group. Customers first.
I'm here to announce the launch of McDonald's new signature sriracha sandwich, and they decided to turn it up. It's topped with crispy onions, fresh baby spinach, and kale. Onions and baby green. That's not all. They decided to turn it up even more. They created an exclusive sriracha mac sauce with just the right kick of spice. Yeah. Yeah, but it's here only for a limited time. The McDonald's signature sriracha sandwich. Where are you going?
Why is tourism Guam's #1 industry? Tourism benefits our economy. Visitors come to our shores to experience our island. More tourist spending means more dollars flowing into our economy. Tourism creates jobs. From bell service to front desk to tour agents, more jobs mean more opportunities. Tourism builds businesses. From hotels to shops to restaurants. More businesses mean more dreams come true. Tourism preserves our culture. In the visitor industry, culture takes center stage. Celebrating our culture means keeping our traditions alive. Tourism keeps our land and waters clean. It all adds up. Tourism improves our quality of life. It helps make Guam a better place to live, work, and visit. Tourism works for Guam.
All right, everybody, we have a lot of birthday shout-outs to get to tonight, and thank you so much for sending them to us on KUAM.com. Keep them coming, because happy birthday, Princess. This goes out to Levea Ogo, who has a birthday today.
Happy birthday going out to Donovan Bonifacio Cordero. Happy birthday, Don. Love the entire family.
It is Alyssa Jane Finotna's 18th birthday, and your entire family says happy birthday. That's not the only Finotna we have a birthday today.
That's right. Happy 24th birthday going out to Anthony James Finotna from the family.
Very cool. Kaylani Marie Simmons has a birthday today from your Santa Rita family, as well as your loving children.
Celebrating his 5th birthday. Happy birthday to Aiden Faculo Flores from the family.
All right, birthday number 4 for this little ball of joy. This is Brielle Marie, and her family says they love you.
And happy 5th birthday to Blaze Leon Guerrero.
All right, this is really, really cool. This is a colleague of ours, Chris Barnett, his son Chase. Happy 4th birthday, and this comes from Daddy, Mama Isa, and your entire birthday clan, your birthday twin Sam, and the entire familia, because his sister also has a birthday today. This is Samantha Barrett, who has birthday number 20. This also comes from Dad, Mom, Isa, your birthday twin Chase, see what Chris did there, and the entire family.
Yeah, that's right.
That's awesome.
Happy 24th birthday going out to Craig Camacho from Inarajan.
I mean, how often do you have siblings who have the same birthday and they're, one is 20 and one is 4? That's incredible. Yeah, Chris is just an amazing dude. But tell you what, there are a lot of amazing dudes and women who have birthdays, so make sure to send us to us on KUAM.com, and they too will be featured in the Cold Stone Creamery Birthday Club.
Stay tuned. Isa's next.
Closed captioning is brought to you by IP&E Life in Motion. Health, home, and lifestyle. Presented by Paradise Fitness Center, changing lives since 1996.
Hafa and welcome to the Health, Home, and Lifestyle edition of KUAM News Extra. I'm Isa Baza, so glad you could join us. Coming up in tonight's show, we have information on parents on what you can feed your children during the first